What's going on, Pizza Fam? Listen, I'm about to introduce you to Jess Heredia from Jesse's Pizza Company over in Borger, Texas. Now listen, Jess's audio, his microphone was pretty low for about the first 10 minutes of this conversation, but you can still hear him. It's just a little bit low. We caught it, switched him over to his microphone on his laptop, loud and clear. Great conversation for about the next 30, 35 minutes after that. So bear with us for the first few minutes, but hang in there because the conversation is great and his audio cleans up around the 12-minute mark. And I promise you won't regret listening to his story. So enjoy. Jess Heredia, Jesse's Pizza Company.
They came from Mexico, and I'm the first one, to be born American. And so I've always had this thing where I'm like, I'm not Mexican enough for Mexico and I'm not American enough for America. And so when I created pizza, I was like, I'm not Italian. I make my pizza how I like it. It's like people will come by and like, man, your pizza's amazing. Thank you. They're like, we don't know why it just tastes different. And I was like, it's because it's me, man. It's not Mexican. It's not Italian. It's just me.
What's going on, Pizza Fam? Look, I appreciate each one of you for listening to this show, listening to this episode. Before we get back to it, I wanted to tell you about my favorite product right now, Todd's Curry Sauce. I met these guys at the Florida Restaurant Show, Pizza Tomorrow Summit, and I'm telling you, ever since I tried that sauce, I have been putting it on everything in the shop. Chicken wings, pizza, you've seen the pizzas, chicken sandwich, salad dressing, like we've been putting Todd's Curry Sauce on everything, and I'm here to give you a special deal, special offer. Go to their website, toddscurrysauce.com, use code Pizza King, and get 10% off your next order. I promise you, you only need to try it one time. It's going to be the best curry sauce you ever tasted in your life. You're going to start putting it on all kinds of stuff in your shop, even at home. I got a bottle in the pantry here at the house. I got a bottle at the shop. Elliot, Todd, I need another bottle because I'm putting it everywhere. I'm putting it on everything. So go check it out. Use code Pizza King and get 10% off your next order. Peace. Let's get back to it. Here we go. All right, there we go. Welcome back to Pizza King Podcast. I'm your host, Tyrell Reed, joined by a very special guest, Jesse from Jesse's Pizza Company in Borger, Texas. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the show.
I appreciate the invitation.
Absolutely. Tell us about who you are and what your pizza company is all about.
Sure. My name's actually Jesus Heredia. That's my given name. I just go by Jesse because it's easier for people, especially when that we were like one of the first Hispanic families in this area. And so it was kind of hard going up to school and people were like, your name is Jesus? I'm like, no. so we just started going by Jesse. But I'm born and raised, Borger, Texas. We're in the Texas Panhandle. Up where it connects to Colorado, Oklahoma. New Mexico. The more what they would consider the boring part of the state, but I like it. It's wide open. You don't have to wait a lot in traffic.
West Texas is flat and wide.
Yeah, so like Wild West, that's this area. This is Comancheria. Just conquistadors, settlers, Comanche, lots of tribes. The wild place. Borger itself was a wild place. In its heyday, they had like 30,000 people, had mob over here in the state. The governor had to issue martial law over here and sent like the Texas National Guard after everybody. The chief, everybody. It's pretty wild stuff.
That's some pretty wild history.
Yeah, it's amazing history. And what's sad is that a lot of the younger people here, like they don't even know it. Pictures of Ace Borger hanging out in the hallway to my restaurant. And like people will ask, and so I'll give them like live here all their life. They're like, no idea about that. And it's like, yeah, it's pretty interesting.
How did you become just a historian and a consumer of that history? How did you learn about all these things?
In school, I just like history. I think it's interesting to me. World history, U.S. history. But here in Texas, we have Texas history in junior high. And so you would learn just about the state of Texas and when they seceded from the nation and how they came back and said, all right, guys, we won't do that again. But people always threaten to do that again. Just leave the U.S. and just country. But yeah, I just like as I grew up, I was like, man, there's a lot of history in my hometown that people don't know about. And I was on a recent podcast recently, and it's just a guy that's from elsewhere, but he moved to Amarillo, which is the biggest city around us. And I gave him a little history, a little nugget, and he was like, "Man, like Bornco was wild." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, that's pretty crazy."
That's wild. I've never been out that far west. Well, I guess I have. I've been to Lubbock and I've been to
Okay,
Amarillo, but
yeah.
I guess I hadn't gone up north. I worked for Fuzzies for a long time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, long time at Fuzzies. And I know you got burrito and taco background too.
Yeah, absolutely. My dad has a Jesse's Burritos right down the street from me. I helped him with that. He started it, and then I just kind of came in and helped with it for a little bit because he was having surgery. And I went back to college. I got my business degree, thinking I was going to go into corporate or something. The longer I was there, I was like, yeah, these kids don't know anything about real life. I was like, I'm just going to go open up another restaurant. And so we opened another Jesse's Burritos, and then that developed into pizza. And then I've just been doing pizza the past 11 years.
How did you go from burrito to pizza?
Well, I don't know if it's like, I think it is, but like I was born in 1982. So
Same.
us that grew up in that era, like pizza was a big deal. Like if you got pizza for Friday night, it was amazing. So it's very nostalgic to me. Uh, and I've always loved pizza. It was kind of like a coming up meal, like as we grew up as kids, that was our favorite meal. And I remember in high school, my wife currently, she was my sweetheart back then. Like our favorite date was just grabbing a big pizza and going to the house, watching a movie, renting a movie and just kind of
Yeah.
hanging out. So it was very nostalgic for me. And I had a friend here inside a pizzeria, and he was just getting frustrated with it. He'd been doing it a few years. He was very dialed in on the kitchen and the numbers, but he wasn't a very big people guy. And his partner, who was a people guy, left and went to go just get a day job. And so after that, he struggled, and he just I said, "Dude, I'm done. Like I'm gonna sell
Yeah.
one of my shops." And I was like, "Man, I ain't got the money for it." And so I went to the auction. I was like, just to support. We're at the auction. Nobody bidded what he wanted. So he came over to me. He's like, "Just bid this number, and we'll work out a deal." All right, cool. So I bidded the number he wanted. And then we met a couple days later, and he's like, "I'll hold the note. Just get started. Just take over this location." I was like, "Hey, that's a lot of faith in me." And he's like, "No, I know you're
Yeah.
good. You can do it." And so I did that with no money. I mean, I had probably $500 to put towards this business called suppliers. And I was like, "Can I do net seven? Can I do it?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll do net seven." I was like, okay. So like that first week, I just bought my inventory. I was like, I don't have to pay anything till for 7 days. So within these 7 days, I've got to make enough money to get over that hump. And that's how I started, man. And
That's pressure.
yeah, but I believed in myself
That
for
is
whatever reason.
pressure.
I believed in myself, you know. And my wife, she's my day one. She's been with me the whole time. When I told her about it, she was like, "Yeah, we're doing this. Come on."
So tell me about that first week. So you took over the store. He's gonna hold the note for you. That's love. You work out a deal. You get net seven terms on your supplies for first week. So you order up, having no idea what you're gonna do or what you're gonna sell. But what was that first week like?
First week was crazy. So it was his store, but somebody else was managing. He never really messed with it. So they had their menu, they had their setup, they had, everything how they did it. And I was like, I went a week before and just kind of worked it and just kind of how to do it, learn how to make the dough recipe, all that. And I was like, this is kind of like, excuse me, can I cuss?
Yeah, yeah. Speak your
Okay,
mind.
okay, you can just bleep it out. I was like, this is kind of a shit show. And so, like that last day, I talked to all the employees. I was like, hey, listen, I'm going to take over. If you want to stay and work, you got a job. If you don't, you want to go do something else, it's all on you. It's no problem. But if you stay here, I think we're going to do something amazing. They're like, yeah, we don't want to
Nice.
go look for another job. So I was like, cool. So we did the first day, and everything just like was crazy. Nothing worked, nothing flowed. The menu was had too many things on it. Nobody did them right or like amazing. And so like that first day, I remember it didn't make much. I think it was like $500,
Yeah.
but we're still busy because we're just trying to keep up because
It
there's
felt
no
like
profit.
1,000. It felt like
Yeah,
5,000.
yeah, exactly. It felt like 5,000, but we are just getting that ass kicked. And so our menu in half, like, bam, that day, cut it in half. I was like, we're just sticking to the basics, nothing fancy. Got rid of a bunch of things. Went into the kitchen, stayed late that night. Me and a couple, my cousin and a couple other guys. We just remodeled the whole way the kitchen works. I use conveyor oven, and the
Yeah.
best way that I have told people is like you want it to work. You want it to flow in the surface. You got your dough, your slap table, you got your prep table, you got your oven, preferably across from your slap table, and then your end table on the opposite of the prep table. That way, you know,
It all
if you only
flows.
got two people in the kitchen, if you've got one person in the kitchen, it's only a few steps from one station to the other. And it just seemed to flow better for me. And again, this is like day two of ever doing pizza. And I was like, I think that works. So we did that. And then the next day, I pissed off the whole town because I took away like these crazy specials and I took away all these toppings and I took away all this, like, they just crucified me on social media. And then, I just jumped on there. I was like, look, I'm new to this. But if you stick around, if you give me another shot, I promise I'm going to provide something that you're going to love. And we ran with that menu for about 2 months. So once
Yeah.
everybody got in tune of what we're doing, there's some toppings I didn't like. I didn't like the cheese. We changed the cheese. Just kind of tuned it up a little bit. And after 2 months, things started developing. I started bringing some of those other people back. And
How
we've
long
been
did
still
it
working.
did it take the community to get behind you?
And maybe it's the same in a big area, but you'll have one or two loudmouths that they'll just be like, oh, you're ruining it, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, if you're a good dude and you're for the community, everybody's going to come back. They'll
Yeah.
see that, you're just trying to make it better. And so, yeah, the ones that came back, they became good customers. I think I actually employed one of their kids at some point. It's no big deal. I have thick skin. Like, I talk worse to myself on the, you can't hurt my feelings. So
Not on the
I just gotta,
internet either, for sure.
yeah, exactly. Like, no, man, I got liquid swords, man. I grew up in that era. I'll cut you up with words. I'm trying to be a better man, so I just kind of.
Do you manage all the social media pages?
I was thinking about trying to hire some. I feel like I would just lose my characteristics. Like this whole my pizzeria is a reflection of my person. Like you can see in some of the videos, you'll see like out of the truck bed, you'll see bicycles, beer signs. That's all me. And so
Yeah.
it's it's and I feel like if I would lose that characteristic. Now, depending on if I grow to a certain level.
Bam, and we back.
So yeah, like eventually as this continues to grow, I might have to give the reins up and let somebody else's characteristics take over. I don't know. I don't really know what the future holds. I just know I'm having a good time owning a pizzeria and providing for my community.
So you're two locations now, right?
2 locations. I've had 3. It was another smaller market, but things just never like took off to a level that I wanted them to. So I closed that one after COVID. I always look for another location in Amarillo, which is the biggest city near us. It's about
Mhm.
200,000 people. And honestly, I just want to do it because I want to see if I can compete over there. And I think I can. I'm positive I can. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know if I want to justify going to that level of rent and lease to just prove something to myself. But
Yeah.
I get pretty wild, so you never know.
Things just kind of happen naturally how they're supposed to, right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
And opportunities present themselves. Sometimes you get a second gen or, something that just pops up. When you took over that first store and you had to completely retrain the staff, Was there any pushback?
No, not really. For the most part, I just told them, like, look, this is how we're doing it now. They'd have comments like, well, we've always done it this way. I was like, I get it, but we're going to try something different because that's not working.
Yeah.
And then after they saw that my way worked, and to be honest, like not everything I suggested worked. You know, I've made some mistakes, and and when they didn't work, I'd be like, hey guys, I screwed up there. Like, we're not doing that no more. You know, it just made our life worse. So I think you got to be honest with yourself. Like, try things, and when you see it ain't working, cut it loose, man. That's one of the benefits of being an independent is that you can move on a dime, where franchises, they got to get stuff approved. That's got to go corporate, lawyers, and all that. Me, I can change my hours today. I don't care. You know, it's my business. I'll do what I want.
How much creativity goes into like the menu planning? Like, you took some things away, but then you started to bring some stuff back.
Yeah.
Did you introduce anything brand new?
I have in the past years, but one thing that just really made people mad was that I took away a pizza, and it's still one of our most popular pizzas. It's a jalapeno popper pizza. It's got a cream cheese base, jalapenos, and bacon, and it's good. It's delicious.
It sounds good.
But I took it away because it just wasn't. It was good, but it could have been better. And so we just had a tune up the recipe a little bit. But I brought it back. It's still one of our top sellers. But yeah, I get pretty creative because we have a lunch buffet. And so I get to try new things and I get instant response from people like, oh, this pizza's good. Oh, this one's bad. And if I notice one that just kind of like, they start requesting it, I'm like, okay, that one could be a good menu item. So like our recent one.
You do lunch buffet at both locations?
No, just that one.
At the one.
The other one, so the first one is a smaller market. There's like 2,000 people. The other one, Borger, has about 12,000 people. So there's just more numbers there. So I can play with it more there. Fritz does have a dinner buffet, like on game nights, volleyball game nights, because there's a lot of people coming in and out. And it does really well. But yeah, our latest pizza has been the closed on Sunday.
I was going to ask about that one. What's on that?
It's chicken, pickles, and Chick-fil-A sauce. But
fried chicken?
No, just grilled chicken.
Like a grilled chicken?
Yeah. And
grilled
it tastes
chicken, pickles,
just
Chick-fil-A
like a Chick-fil-A
sauce.
sandwich. Yeah. But people are like, well, why don't you call that? I was like, I don't want to get sued. So I just call it closed on Sunday, you know. Homage to Kanye, so man. I like Kanye.
That's hilarious. You also had Fernando out over the summer, right?
Yes, sir.
With some Argentinian pies. What was that like?
It was amazing. So at that point, I forgot how I met him. It was on a group thread, maybe with Slice. And he just put it out there, said he was coming through Route 66. And I was like, hey, man, like Borger's not really on Route 66. It's kind of like off about 45 minutes. But I'm down if you're down. And he's like, no, that sounds good. He's like, I'll be there. And so we just kind of set it up, and it was fun. I got to learn about Argentina style pizza. I got to learn a lot from Fernando about dough process and just how he does it. And it's pretty funny because when he came here, he's like, man, you need to do this, you need to do that, you know, but towards the end, he's like, man, don't change nothing. He's like, you're killing it over here. Like, you don't, but it's because in New York where he's at, there's just so much competition that you have to always be on that level of, now you do this better, you got to do that. And I get it. I try all the time, but I think it's just different because I don't really have a pizza competitor. I just have other restaurant competitors.
So what keeps you pushing the envelope when it comes to growing the business?
Anytime you stay stagnant, man, it just feels like it just falls apart. So I always got to be pushing it. And then, like I said, we're in a smaller market. People aren't very creative. They're not willing to go out on the limb and try stuff. So if anything, I'm just trying to do it to inspire others to do it. So like my videos, you've seen my videos. Not a lot of people would do those. And they're honestly, Kate, I didn't even think about it. I've always seen the videos, but like my best friend's son, which he calls me uncle, we grew up together. And he's like, you need to try these videos. You do really good. And I was like, you really think so? And he's like, yeah, like I'll help you. And I'm like, okay. And he helped me film a couple videos, and the traction was there. Because before that, like I would just do simple informative videos. Like I just talk to people, but nobody would really engage with it. And then when he gave me a layout, like try these. It started working, and I started getting more traction.
Would you encourage other owners to let that personality show a little bit?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I encourage everybody to do it. As a matter of fact, I had a buddy of mine. He had an apartment that he was trying to rent, and he's like, "Can you help me with the video?" I was like, "You got those Meta glasses?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Hit record and do a walkthrough, man." He's like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, just talk about it. Just do a walkthrough." And I was like, "If you don't like it, you don't like the performance on it, I'll film a video for you and I'll help you out." He did that, posted it. It was rented out in 2 days. And I was like, bro,
See,
it's not that really that hard. It's just that people, get in this mindset like, I hate the way my my voice sounds. I look dorky. I was like, yeah, everybody does, but that's the barrier to entry. Once you get past that, sky's the limit.
yeah, man, just make it, just do it.
Yeah, man, just do it. Like, people are going to judge you regardless. So you may as well do something to benefit you.
I saw you also like doing a car show or something like that.
Yeah, so I'm big into the car community. Like, when I have too many hobbies. So when I'm not doing pizza, I have a C10, I have a MBS sport truck, I have a Harley, I have bicycles. I have too many interests. But I'm really big in the car community here in town, and I create cars and coffee shows once a year, and it's a lot of fun. It's usually at the end of the school year, and it's from 8 to 11, and we just get up here early and we bake pizza outside on a Gosney. We bake
Nice.
breakfast pizzas. We give out free coffee, and I just tell people, like, if it's cool to you, it's cool to me. Like, there's no criteria, there's no prizes. You just show up, hang out with other car people, and we have a great time.
How many years have you been doing that?
This will be our 3rd year.
Nice. Well, I guess growing up in the town, you came up in the community. It's easy to connect.
Yeah,
How would you do that if you had to go to Amarillo?
I guess the same way. It just kind of depends on where you set up. So there's a neighborhood in Amarillo that I personally love. It's on Route 66. It's 6th Street. And I've talked to a few people about it, and they're like, "No, man, it's rough over there. There's not enough people." And they're like, "There's homelessness." I was like, "Bro, like, I don't know who you think you're talking to. Like, one, I can fight. Two, I ain't scared." I was like, "If you're just telling me it's the hood, I'm not worried about it. Like, I'm good." And so I really want to go to that market, especially because it's probably a more affordable for lease terms. But I just haven't found the building right there that I like yet. There's a lot of biker bars right there, and I'm like, that's my vibe. If it
Yeah.
feels right, like, that's where I'm gonna go. And so, yeah, eventually, if I go, that's probably where I'm gonna be. The big gentrified areas, I don't fit in good in those places, man. I'm not country club. I just kind of keep it real.
Like I'm the pizza guy, man. I'm just doing my thing.
Keep it real, man.
What Oh, I saw another post that you put up, and that one hit home with me because it's like my philosophy too. You like, I'm not hiring, but still come in and let me know who you are because one day I might need you.
Yeah, yeah. In this business, man, I could be full staff today, and I have 2 people leave me tomorrow for whatever reason. They get pissed off, or if their kids and their parents move them, or whatever. You just
Yeah.
never know. So I'm always hiring. I'm always looking for new talent. I'm not ashamed to say I've had people come in and eat, and I have a conversation with them, and I'm like, "What are you doing right now?" Nothing. Like, "You want a job?" Like, you talk well, you're very personable, you're funny, like, all that stuff. I can't train that. I can train you to sell pizza. I can train you to make a pizza, but I can't train, character. I can't train, good manners. If they have it, I'll take it all day long.
Not a man in the community. How do you manage, you know, being in a small community, not having a lot of competition in the way of pizza? That means everyone's coming to you when they need something, right?
Yeah.
How do you manage all of those requests?
Well, I have a budget, and I have a budget, and then I have a criteria. Like, if it's
Okay.
something that's very important to me, then they always get the money. Like, if it's something that's building community and bringing more people in, that always gets my yes. Schools. I got an older daughter that she's in college right now to be an educator. So anything that's related to education, teachers specifically, I'm down for it. So it depends. Budget and that criteria.
Is it hard to say no?
It is hard to say no because you want to. The whole thing with being in business for myself was I want to leave my community better than how it was left for me. And so there's so many places you can place that money, but you got to kind of be selective because otherwise you're just giving out money, man, and you don't know exactly who all you're giving it out to at some point, So
Yeah.
I stick to the small group that I donate to, and I do my best. And if I can't give financially, then I give back, like sponsoring posts, doing things, helping them out, organize. I'll donate paper goods, whatever they need.
Yeah. So it's not always a hard no,
No, it's not
but
always a
maybe
hard no.
maybe let me try something I can do.
Yeah, every so often it's look, man, I can't today, but if you can hold off for about 30 days, I'll have some extra money. I can get it to you then. And then sometimes that works,
Nice.
Yeah.
What I could see also through the content that you got a strong culture with the team.
Try.
How do you keep it fun?
Well, I love to have fun. And so I never yell at my employees. I've worked for too many people that would yell at me, and it just makes you feel bad. Doesn't want to make you want to go back to work. I want to create a place where you want to be at work. Like if
Right.
you're off, you want to come up and see the homies because you ain't doing nothing. And I was like, that's important to me because then it becomes a safe space. You never know what people's background is. I've had a few people in the past, like their home life really isn't positive, and so they would come and they'd hang out and they throw out the trash for free. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's this? They're like, I just don't like being home, for whatever reason. I don't get too deep into it. I'm like, it's cool, man. Like, hang out as long as you want, don't worry about it. If you're hungry, come by, I'll feed you.
Yeah.
But it's about same thing, man. Just giving back. I was blessed with a good childhood. I got both my parents. My wife's got both her parents, but not everybody has that. So if I can be a mentor in some way, that's what I like.
It's nice. I know it's tough to take chances on people, especially when you get burned, but you still gotta do it, right?
Oh yeah.
You gotta be a good dude.
Man, I joke about it, but like some of my best employees, like they showed up and I was like, you're a little rough. And I always joke with people, like when they come and interview, I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to ask you to commit a crime. Are you okay with it? And I just tell them that just to get their response. But there's been a few where it's like, they show up with felonies and I'm like, all right, bro. I was like, this is what we're going to do. And they've become my best employees, man. Because for whatever reason, they've burned their bridges elsewhere, or they're already at rock bottom. So this is their opportunity to come up. And so that's what we do. And I don't treat them any different. I treat everybody equal. I don't care if you came from the best family or the worst family. You show up, you do your work, you do it how I say, you protect the house. We're good. Stuff comes up for everybody, and so those guys have been some of my best employees, and they always take care of me.
I love that because that's how I got my shot.
Right.
Somebody had to take a chance on me.
Yeah.
So I love hearing when other folks are doing it.
Yeah. So like going back to the Amarillo thing, I have a friend over there that he calls it second chance house. And it's for people coming out of the system, or maybe they're getting out of rehab, and they teach them how to develop life skills. And so one of my visions for Amarillo is to only hire from that facility where their second chance is with me, and like, we're going to do good work, man. And if you're with me for 10 years, if you're with me for 1 year, but you develop your skills and you go and you get another job and you come up, that's what we need, man. I'm trying to show you that it's possible. Like you can, I tell people all the time, I'm trash, man. Like I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've came up and I've gotten past it, and we're all the same. We all make mistakes, or we can overcome it.
Oh, bro, you like a whole motivational speaker.
I try to motivate them, but it don't always work. Usually with the young kids, like they'll come back later on and like, you told me these lessons and I never listened. And then they'll come back and they'll be like, you were absolutely right. I was like, I know, because I made that mistake, dude. Like, I'm trying to help you here.
You thought I was lying to you?
Don't get that credit card. Just don't.
That's too funny. And that's got to be cool too. And I've had that experience where you had a kid, they gone on, did their thing and come back. That feels good.
It does feel good. I think the last one was they left and they came back like 5 years later, and they're like, dude, uh, I was rock bottom, and then I just remembered some things you told me, and then I started doing them and it started changing. And I was like, great. I was like, call me anytime. I gave him my number. I was like, if you don't have my number, I have the same number. I was like, if you didn't have my number back then, here's my number. Call me anytime. Like, I'll talk to you. But always look for somebody that's doing better than you, and just do something for them. See if they'll, mentor you. Like, that's really all you got to do, man.
That's awesome, bro. Tell me what's next for you then. Outside of Amarillo, we know we're going to do Amarillo. What's coming sooner?
Sooner than that, honestly, I don't know. Just be grateful every day, man. Because like I said, I still got my parents. Grateful every day I get to wake up and just call them, or they call me, and they call me sometimes just to talk to me, and I'm like, dude, I'm so busy, but I have to reflect on that and be like, no, I'm blessed. I got them here.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just try and be a better member of my community. Try and help somebody. That's really about it, man. My kids are healthy. My wife is healthy. Which, there's a time a few years ago where she wasn't healthy. Like, I almost lost her. But yeah, just being grateful.
God is good. So I also read. Tell me if it's true. Were you in law enforcement?
I was in law enforcement. I was doing law enforcement for about 3 years.
What was that like?
It was good. It was fun. It was kind of like a sociology experiment for me. I learned a lot about people when they're at rock bottom. Because you mainly deal with, people that are committing crimes, or, and it could be as simple as a traffic ticket, but it's just interesting to see how people react when they're put upon that pressure. But I also got to do some good. I got to talk to kids, and kids love it. They like to see the cop car. But it was definitely a young man game, and I'm glad I got to do it. But it just came to a point where I would work midnights, and I met this doctor, and I would go up there and I'd BS with him, get some free coffee. And I remember one time he just told me, he's like, dude, what are you gonna do with the rest of your life? And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I guess I'm gonna be a cop. He's like, no. He's like, you're smarter than that. Like, you're way smarter than a lot of people that I've talked to. Like, you need to go on and you need to do more. Like, the cop thing's great, but like, nobody can take away your brain, so use your brain, because if you go out there, you break your leg, you're done, and if it's something that's like they can't repair, you're just on disability. You can't be a cop no more. And so some things came about, and the brass, the people above me, they didn't like the way my criteria for pulling people over. And one day I was just done with it. And I was like, it's cool, man. No problem. Here's my badge.
But a great lesson to learn.
Yeah.
To spend those years there.
So I left, and I remember telling them, I was like, hey, like, these phones right here, like the cameras, that's gonna be a problem someday. And they laughed at me, and I'm like, okay. And lo and behold, it became a problem for everybody, But I like that cameras came out. It holds people to a standard. I have all the respect in the world for law enforcement because I wore the badge. There's bad apples in there just like anybody else. And we need more of the good ones out there.
Does that play a role into how involved you are with the community now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. With the community, it's an ecosystem, man. And that phrase where it takes a village, it's true, man. Like, just because there's a bad apple in law enforcement doesn't mean that the firefighter can't be the mentor to these kids, or a teacher can't be somebody for them, a positive role model. You just never know what the world brings to you, man. I've met so many people that I thought I was just a random chance that I met them, and they've taught me a lot. And I still reflect on it from time to time. Like, I'm so blessed that I got to meet that person. And even if it's for a split second, they said, like that doctor, I only knew him for about a month. He told me that I hold his words, to my heart every day.
To this day.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's been really good talking to you.
Man, it's been good talking to you. I appreciate it. I love your content. I like your shows.
Yeah. You ever come out to to the shows, Expo and all that?
I've never been to Pizza Expo. Primarily because it's March, and March is really busy for me. prom, all kinds of events. But I want to go, and every
Come
year I'm like,
on.
I gotta go out there. Me and my wife need to go out there and check it out and visit with everybody. But and then I thought about that Columbus one, which that one's in a couple weeks.
A couple of weeks.
Yeah. I'll see if I can do that one. I've only been to Vegas once in my life, and it'd be cool to go there just for pizza stuff.
Yeah, come on, man. Come out to Expo when you
Do you
can.
go to all of them?
I try to.
Are you going to be in Vegas this year?
Oh yeah. It's good learning. It's a good environment, but it's good to like have these connections with all these folks that we, chat with online, and we have all these like the thread, the slice group.
Yeah.
Then you get everybody in one spot and we can just kind of talk and chill, maybe have a beer,
Nice.
just connect in real life.
All right. I'm going to work hard to get there this year. That way.
Man, please do. I would love to meet in person. But tell the people where they can find you, how to connect with you, because your content is good. And I know that you're in West Texas, but everybody can benefit from seeing the way that you interact with your people and the way that you engage the community on social.
Okay. So you can find me on my business page, Jesse's Pizza Co., Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, which I'm still working on the YouTube. I'm growing that, but I'm also Jess M. Heredia, my personal. I answer to both. So you can find me there, but I'm really not hard to find. If you want to chat, we can chat. But I love talking shop. I love bouncing ideas off of other people. I get inspired by a lot of people. And so that's kind of where all my content comes from. It's just watching other people's like, I can remix that, and even when OG Papa Fern was here, like my favorite pizza he made was the fugaceta. And it's like a sweet onion, caramelized onion with churi sauce. And I'm like, bro, I'm going to remake that like in my version. He's like, you got to name it after me when you do. I was like, that's fine. I'll do it. But I want to do something like that because like I'd never heard of Argentina style pizza. And I consider myself kind of knowledgeable on it. And so when I announced it, brought out the media and everything, like everybody's like, I didn't know Argentina had a style of pizza. I was like, bro, neither did I.
Neither did I.
But it's amazing. And I told him, I was like, this is probably one of the only times that you're going to get a chance to try this pizza. So you need to come out and try it, and people that did, they're like, dude, this is amazing. Like, I've never thought about those flavors because I'll follow like pizzerias in Brazil and they all got the olives, which I don't like green olives, but it's just interesting, man, to just see. And I asked, Fern, like, how did y'all get pizza in Argentina? And he's like, well, a lot of Italian immigrants immigrated over. And so that culture just kind of blended, and that's how it all developed. And I was like, man, that's pretty amazing. So, and I like asking those questions because it interests me. So it's pretty neat.
It's kind of like right up your alley.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, man, travel when I can to experience. I've been to Florida, just flying over there to Disney World, but I haven't been to New York. Haven't been to Detroit. I want to go to Detroit, try some Detroit style pizza, which that's where you're from, right?
From Michigan. Yeah, that's right.
Do you do Detroit style pizza?
We were doing, so I sold the shop about 2 months ago. So I'm just like full-time dad, unemployed. Cool. Kids drive me crazy with that one.
Yeah.
But we were doing Detroit on Thursdays, but only in my shop. None of the other franchises were doing it.
Yeah, so I want to go experience that. I know some people over in Tennessee, just people that I've met, on Facebook that own pizzerias. I got a guy in, gosh, where is he? He's over there in that area, Brent T. And we chat a lot. And then he's into trucks too. And I tell him, I was like, man, I'm gonna get that truck, my 84 C10. I was like, I'm gonna drive it to New York, and I'm gonna stop at your pizza spots. And I was talking to Papa Fern. I was like, just a big name pizzerias in New York. And he was telling me about Mama Two's. He's like, that's my favorite. I was like, cool, I'm gonna go there. And he's like, you're gonna drive your truck? He's like, that'd be expensive. I was like, I'm gonna put my truck in front of that shop, dude. I'm gonna take a picture in front of it. He's like,
the money don't matter.
That would be pretty cool, So yeah, but I just want to drive it out there. I like driving, so
nice.
Anytime I can correlate driving, my truck and pizza, it's a lot of fun. So
I love it. I want I'm kind of on the same mission where I want to visit all the places that I'm growing to love online.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Like I see all these different styles. I met Uncle Rico a few years ago, and he's like 2 hours south of me. I'm like, man, your pizzas look great.
Yeah.
I got to come over there. So like getting out there and doing that is important too.
My best friend, he's been to Italy, and he's like, the pizza's good. He's like, but like it really didn't like knock my socks off. I was like, I'm more interested on America, just like the try.
We got some guys here that are really pushing it forward.
Yeah, yeah. And I always tell people, because they'll ask me like, why pizza? And I was like, man, pizza came to the States and created its own culture, its own identity. And that's kind of how I feel, man. Because like my parents are first generation American. They came from Mexico, and I'm the first one, to be born American. And so I've always had this thing where I'm like, I'm not Mexican enough for Mexico, and I'm not American enough for America. And so when I created pizza, I was like, I'm not Italian. I make my pizza how I like it. And it's me. It's my blend. And I'm not trying to be original. I'm not trying to be the classic pizza. I'm trying to just have it my style, my flavor. And it reflects, because like people will come by and like, man, your pizza's amazing. I'm like, thank you. It's just they're like, we don't know why, it just tastes different. And I was like, it's because it's me, man. It's not Mexican, it's not Italian, it's just me. And that shows up in the flavor.
I love to hear it. I can't wait. Now I got to get over there.
Come through, man.
And come try it.
Absolutely.
Route 66, 45 miles off Route 66.
Yeah. So if you ever go
Nice.
through Amarillo or 40 for whatever reason, holler at me. I'll meet you in Amarillo. We'll do something. Like,
no, we'll come over. So we're trying to travel a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, now you're a dad. Shoot, you can go down there, go to the Big Texan. You ever heard of the Big Texan?
Mm-mm.
It's a tourist restaurant, but they're world famous. They have a 72-ounce steak. They have a competition where if you eat the whole thing, you get it for free. But it's pretty cool. We got the Cadillac Ranch. Outside of Amarillo is Palo Duro Canyon, which is the second largest canyon in the United States. Have you ever been to Grand Canyon?
I have been to Grand Canyon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not as big as Grand Canyon, but it's still pretty amazing. A lot of hiking, camping.
Oh, my boys would love that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of things here, but most people would like it's boring, but I like it. I like that we're like not a lot of people give us recognition, because I don't want a large influx of people coming in and kind of ruining that characteristic. What makes it special? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it keeps his identity.
Yeah.
You get places like here where I live in Florida and Tampa. Nobody's from here.
Yeah. I noticed that the first time I went to Orlando, because like I was like, nobody's from Orlando. Like they all transplanted there. And it's cool to see the different cultures and everything, but at the same time, it's like, it's kind of weird. Like you don't have an identity other than you moved here to work, or you moved here to.
Other than the corporations created, it's pretty crazy to think like that's how the fans were. Like even like the Bucks fans and Tampa Bay Lightning, these are all like fans that are from other places that just kind of adopted it.
Yeah, of course.
It's just different. But I respect it. I'm from a small town in Michigan, and I wish that it wasn't Michigan, because it would be nice to go like have a place there and do a thing where I'm from. But I don't think we can handle snow at this point.
Our snow is more like ice, so it's just slick. Like it's not real snow. It's crazy, but where we get
I've been in Fort Worth when it snowed,
and we get cold, man. It's a blend of everything. Like we're about to get to the time where you leave the house, you're in a hoodie or you're in a jacket, and by lunchtime you want to be in shorts. Like it's wild.
I love Texas. I worked out in Fort Worth for a couple of years. Just that whole area. I lived in Oklahoma in Bartersville for a couple of years too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Beeville. So yeah, I got a close connection with that part of the world.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. You need to come visit sometime, man. Chop it up.
Absolutely. But I won't keep you longer, man. I really appreciate you coming by. We'll drop all the links in the show notes. And again, man, we just thank you for giving us your story and some motivation, encouragement. We wish you nothing but the best over there.
All the blessings. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hang out for a second.